What's up, everybody? Tom C back again for another ass-kicking informative video. This one's about, I have a lot of things to say how we're being scammed as a society. This is one thing I noticed, right? Somebody I was talking to, my friend's girlfriend, not privately, we were all together. And she said she got pulled over the other day. And the cop said she was doing 26 in a 25 zone. Okay. That's a scam. That's just a freaking scam the cops play. There was no reason to really pull her over. 1 mile over is not speeding, because even if you have your cruise control on, it fluctuates. It fluctuates within a few miles per hour. It could go down to 33, it could go up to 37, depending on the grade of the roadway. Even your foot is not going to maintain a perfect 35 miles per hour. It's going to fluctuate a mile or two, front or back, So what I think all states, this should be a federal law. What I think should happen, see, when you go to other states, like I was in Texas, and I forgot where else I saw this, but they have on the interstates, and they should incorporate this on all roads, because if not, you're just letting the cops violate everybody's rights and make up shit and play games. And they're here for public safety, and I respect them, but when you're pulling somebody over for 1 mile over the limit, I have no respect for you, because you're just trying to rob society with your badge and your gun. Remember that. In Texas, on the interstate, I believe the maximum speed was 70. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It doesn't really matter. But it said, it'll have a minimum speed, minimum 45, maximum 70. So you get that block that you better be traveling in between. If you're going below 45, well, maybe they can pull you over for going too slow. And if you're exceeding 70, well, you're going to get pulled over for speeding. But if you give somebody a block to fit in between, and as long as they maintain that, you'll never pull them over for speeding, or you'll never get pulled over. I feel like I'm talking to the police. They don't care. They care about their pensions and their paychecks. That's all they care about. And who pats them on the back. I don't think they're heroes, because when they do things like that, they're not heroes. What, you ran into a burning building to save a family? That was a heroic thing. That was very nice. That's what public safety is about. You're supposed to be friends with the community. Pulling people over for 1 mile over the limit is just bullshit. Of course, you did not get a ticket because the cop was a scammer. He's just playing a fucking game. The point being is that there should be minimum and maximums, even in a 25 mile an hour zone. Your speed there should be a sign that says minimum speed 25, maximum 30. So as long as you're cruising within that little 5 mile gap, you should be fine. Why should we have to watch out for the police? Look, I can see if we were a bunch of criminals and committing crimes, yeah, you always got to look over your shoulder. But if you're not committing crimes and you're just driving around, proceeding with your day, and you're not driving like an asshole, why should you have to look over your shoulder? For who? The police? The police? They're here for public safety. You driving a mile over the limit does not interfere with public safety. It's a scam. It's one of many scams we have living in the United States. But I'm sure, listen, I've been 2 miles over, the cop didn't pull me over because they know it's bullshit. They know it's bullshit. But this cop, apparently, he likes to bullshit people. Nothing worked out for him, but the point is this cop still did it. What are you, that bored? You should be happy you work in a quiet town then, where your life really isn't on the line. But for the most part, that's not how it works. You got your bad cities as well. Yeah, you gotta be more on guard there, like I'll tell you this, man. Anybody that would like to be a New York City cop, man, I give you credit. You're throwing yourself right in the fire, but your life is definitely on the line. working at one of these Jersey Shore towns, your life's really not on the line like that. You might get hit by a car if you're not careful, but you know, that's about it. The point is, there should be gaps in all speed limited roads. Minimum this, maximum that. It shouldn't just be for the interstates in different states. And that will stop the police from pulling people over for doing 1 mile over. Now, if you go over that gap, you're in trouble. But as long as you're given a gap. See, when it says speed limit 25, there's no gap. They want you to do 25. Or that's their reason to pull you over and run your license and this and that. It's like, you know what? When are people going to realize that their personal lives are not the business of the police? It's not. My personal life is 100% private. And when the cop pulls you over, you do not have to answer any of their questions. You could just say, I don't answer questions without a lawyer. Thank you, sir. And let him write all the tickets to you he wants, because they're all verbal accusations anyway. And a verbal accusation is not really evidence. Not when they want to screw with your civil rights and your freedoms. And another thing, cops lie in court all the time. Cops are trained to lie to people. So why would you even believe anything they say? Anyway, I don't want to bash cops because I respect some of them. Some of them I do not respect. And I don't care if you're a cop and you're offended. And I don't care if your daddy's a cop and you're offended. Who gives a shit? There should be minimum and maximum for all roads that contain a speed limit, which that's every road. And it should be federal law. And you got to make sure the states don't override that. Because to me, for a state to override federal law, just to steal your money, I think it's bullshit. But there's still going to be loudmouths, back the blue, this and that. They're out to get you. They're not out for your safety. They're out to get you. Because when they pull you over and accuse you of speeding and all that other bullshit, and you really weren't, that's just a game now. There's nothing to do with public safety. They want your fucking money. They want to see if you're going to fumble your words so they could search your car, this and that. Just avoid the whole situation. Avoid the whole situation. Now, thankfully, I don't get pulled over. I don't speed, this and that. I'm a very good driver. I don't give them a reason to stop me. If I wanted to see them, I'd call them. Like, yo, I need you guys or whatever. But they use the laws to attack you, is what they do. And there should be a minimum and a maximum, okay? My name is Tom C. Thanks for watching. And until next time, don't speed, and adios.